to you all. It's great to see you here. Please tell us, who are you? Where are you from? Where do you work? Which company? We would like to see who is with us today. Hello, greetings from Barcelona. Hi, Begoña. Who else do we have here? From Mallorca. Welcome. Who else do we have? Come on, don't be shy. Good morning from Madrid. Okay. Come on, tell us where you're from. We want to know. Ibiza. Good morning. Good morning, Irina. Good morning from Portugal. Who else do we have here from Portugal? Lisboa Convention Bureau. Bom dia. Bom dia, Cascais. Who else do we have here? More Portugal. Very nice. More from Mallorca. I think Mallorca wants to know about Portugal, right? Come on, don't be shy. We want to know where you're from. From Spain. We have Lisbon. Bom dia, Cascais Mirage. Good morning again. More from Ibiza, also trying to want to know more about Cascais. In the meantime, while we're having more people to connect, we want to inform you that during the session we would like to use a little interactivity, and for that we'll be using an app from SparkUp. So if I could have the slide from SparkUp, that would be great. So this is the session that we're going to evaluate new customer journey. Okay, here we have SparkUp. Now you can either use your phone and point your camera to the QR code. If it doesn't work, go to your browser and use the access link, mpi.sparkup.live. Then the session code is N for Nicola, CJH. D. And most important, once you're in the app, follow the step to edit your profile. We want to see your picture. You'll have a surprise at the end of the session. We have SparkUp telling me that you are connecting. Very good. Hola, Ana. Very good to see so many compatriots here. Yes. In the meantime, I think most of you know me. I am Marjolaine Diogo da Silva, co-founder of Forum de Ideias, and I'm a member of the board of the MPI Iberian chapter. Here to spread the work and information of MPI to the players in the meeting industry in Portugal. This is actually our first session in English because it is available to all chapters of MPI. So who are we? Meeting Professionals International is a large community of over 15,000 planners and suppliers all around the world with whom you can connect and exchange experience. One of the main objectives of MPI is to build knowledge. So we provide education to all those who are working in the meeting industry. You will have access to training and certifications from MPI Global, and the chapters provide sessions. From our chapter, Iberian chapter, you can find previous sessions on our YouTube channel. Members of MPI see the value to belong to a strong professional community where you have a chance and a space to connect, to share best practices and ideas, and also to talk about challenges that we're all facing today. Becoming a member of MPI is definitely worthwhile, and we would love to see and for you to come and join us and extend our community. Check out the social media where you can find all our activities. You will be putting down some information in the chat box for you to get more information about MPI. Now, I think we have a lot of people on the line. Maybe we can, do we need to set up one more time the SparkUp slides so that everybody has the app? So either use the QR code or in your browser, go to mpi.sparkup.live and enter the session code I think we have a lot of people at the moment already linked in SparkUp. Yes, it's very good. So now let us talk a little bit about the beautiful Cascais, our sponsor, who made this session possible today, and to whom we say muito grande obrigada. And it is my delight to introduce to you Carla Gomes, who is the director of the Cascais Convention Bureau, who will tell us a little bit more. Carla, up to you.
So hi, good
Carla.
morning to all. It's a great pleasure to be here and to be part of this session with such an important subject like the customer journey and the impact in our way to manage our businesses nowadays. Now a little bit about us. Cascais is a small town just 2 steps away from Lisbon, the capital city, and its international airport, where you can find all you need for you and for your clients. It's really a place to put people together. The environment, the mountain and the sea, the food and the wines, the hotels, all the accommodation, the people, all the places invite you to get together in an informal way out of overcrowded cities. Is where tradition meets history, where innovation meets our way of living. I don't want to bother with a long speech. I think you need to be very focused on the important content that you are going to receive in this session. So I just want to say you are all welcome. And now I invite you to see our small film because an image is worth 1,000 words. So enjoy and have a good session. Thank you very much.
Allowing yourself to get carried away by the moment. That is how a great vacation should be. Being able to forget everything, even the little choices of life. Having to choose between this or that. Whether this will be in the morning or in the afternoon. Whether catching the waves or laying by a pool. Whether reading a book or taking a nap. Whether visiting a museum or enjoying the terrace. Whether by car or by foot. Whether simple or sophisticated. Just leave it up to the moment and see where things take you. It's entirely possible when nothing is missing and everything is so close. Every path is the right path.
Thank you so much, Cascais. This was a wonderful video, and I think we all want to visit or revisit Cascais very, very soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, I would please ask all of you to go to your app of SparkUp, and we want to start with a question. In one word, what are you expecting from this session? Please, excitement, interactivity, learn, pleasure. Come on, what more do you see? Community. Iberian synergies. Very well. Come on. Pleasure. Of course. We always have pleasure. And relax. Yes, we can relax in Cascais. Travel online. Very good. Ideas. Interactivity. Customer empathy. Very important. Visit Cascais. We all want to do that. There's some more. Pleasure, emotions. Absolutely. Portuñol. Well, today it's English. We have no Portuñol today. Very good. Very good. You are very exact. Okay, so let's move on. It is my great pleasure to introduce to you our speaker of today, Teresa Broccoli. She is actually the president of our MPI Iberian chapter. She is also a MICE director of Da Vinci Hotels, but she's also a coach, a teacher, a speaker, a facilitator, sales, event planner, a mother of 3, a runner, a smiler, very positive, curious, eager to learn, and happy to teach. Well, we are ready to learn from you, Teresa. So the stage is yours.
Hi, good morning to everybody. So as Marjolein said, I'm actually the president of MPI Iberian chapter, and I always wanted, because I'm Portuguese, I always wanted to communicate with you guys in Portugal. And so my dear friend Marjolein is helping us with that so that we can reach out to you and we can be really an Iberian chapter. Okay, so besides being president of MPI, I work today in Vinci Hotels, and I have my own brand. So I'm a speaker, I'm a teacher, I train teams, so several things that I do in my life. A pandemic just, taught us to do, to multitask. So today we are going to do a workshop, more than a session. We are going to do a workshop, and I want to share with you something that I've been sharing with teams that need somehow to change their way of contacting clients and reach out to their clients and handle their clients. I'm not going to do a customer journey for you, because this is personalized for each team, for each company, for each personal brand. Several of you have personal brands. So what I'm going to give you is tricks, it's tips, how to do it. And then you have to do the exercise yourself inside your company, and somehow you will have the tools today to design it. It's a very simple thing. A lot of us, because of the profile we have, it's very easy to do it. And it's also a question of changing the mentality, of changing the way we look at our clients, customers, partners, friends, because at the end, we are all friends and we are all human. I'm going to share my presentation with you guys so that we start our journey. So today we are going to talk about customer journey and how to design it, and the importance of humor-centered thinking. Okay, this is not new. The only thing that is new is that we had a pandemic, and as we had COVID-19, we are all somehow stopped. We were the first ones to fall, and we are rising now, and we are seeing that events are being requested, we are receiving RFPs, and we need to redesign our customer journey. Why? Because a lot of changes happen during this period. And that is what I want to somehow share with you guys, and see how you can change your behavior, your contact with your client, and think about it in a different way. This is our workshop overview, okay? And this is how we are gonna go through the customer journey. We are gonna do the statement of the problem, what is the human-centered thinking, define our client, how to design the customer journey, and how to make things happen, the benefits of it, and to make it better. So to start, I would like you to make another question, and I would like you to answer another question with SparkUp. That is, did you design a customer journey in your life? Okay, so let's have now SparkUp, and I would like to know if you have done it in your past. This is quite important for me. Let's vote. Okay, I see that the most part of you haven't done it. Okay, keep voting. So, because we need the most part of you to tell me okay, we only have 15 votes. Please keep voting so we know, and I know, especially if you have done it or not, because my way of speaking to you guys will be depending on if you have done it in your company or someone has somehow taught you how to do it and how to design it, so that I understand with whom I'm talking to. For now, we have 50% yes, 50% no. Wow, I'm happy. Okay, can you guys vote? We only have 18 people voting. If you can keep voting, I would appreciate that very much. I'm here and I'm waiting. Okay. So let's see, the most part of you have, it's more or less the same. Some of you have designed it, some haven't. So let's start. Okay, and because I see that some of you have done it, some of you haven't done it. Now, let's identify the problem. The problem has been, and I've been participating in a lot of event networking forums, summits, etc. And not only I have been studying a lot about designing, and we think and we focus our attention in designing our product. We have incredible venues, we have incredible hotels, we have incredible activities, team buildings, but and we keep redesigning it, we keep investing in our product, but we don't research our client, we don't research the user. Is what we have as a product, what the market needs, what the client needs, what the user needs. And that is very important if we want to have a very strong brand and if you want to have what is needed today. So this is, I believe, the problem that we have. And this is a change of mentality, a change of perspective. Okay, we need to start thinking less about our product, because our product is already great, it's fantastic. So let's think about the user. As we have known, a user-centered thinking means working with your user or with your client. And this is where we are today. More than ever after pandemic, our client changed. Their methods to buy, to visit changed, and we need to think about the client and change according to their profile. So one important question also for me is, do you research, a serious research before a sales call, before a Zoom call with your client today? I mean, today, after the pandemic, how do you do this research? Where do you do it? Do you know your client before your meeting? So just answer in SparkUp, yes or no. So let me see the votes and let me see what you tell me. But I would like to have this answer, so I understand how you start your work and how you start to target your market. This is the first point of the customer journey. So just let me know if you're doing that, and if you really are doing a research on your market. Okay, I don't see any votes. Can you please vote? Thank you very much. Great, I see that you're doing your research. Wow, we have a team of experts here. 90 to 10, 90% of you are doing a research, 10% are not. Bad, bad, bad. Okay, let's continue with my presentation. Now, when we go and start working with a plan for our sales, one of the first things that we need to do is research. And I see that 90% of you are doing your research. And the research is not only about your client, but about the company, their products, their clients, his problems or their problems, past events, the needs they have. And ask questions. If you have the contact with the client, don't forget to ask questions about their destinations, their top destinations, where are they going, what are they looking for? And I'm talking about all types of clients. Either they are final clients and corporate clients that are reaching out to you, and also B2B, okay? So both of them. Then listen, okay? It's very important to listen to your clients. Don't just talk, okay? Listen to their answers, listen to their fears, listen to their needs, and try to think as your client. Put yourself in your client's shoes, okay? Put yourself in your client's shoes and what they need from the destination, from the venue, from the hotel, from the agency, from the event manager or the event planner, and put yourself in their shoes. Don't just see your side of the story. Try and see both sides of the story, okay? This is really very important. When you are, and this is an example, okay, that then you can take it to all the points of the customer journey, this kind of questions, okay? When you face, or when you have a first call, or you have, let's hope, a face-to-face meeting or a Zoom call, ask questions, but ask the right questions. One of the first ones is, who is your local partner? Know your competitors. I know that the most part of us, we study our competitors. We know who they are. Our markets are not that big. We know who is handling who. But it's very important for you to know if they have a partner that they trust, because sometimes you're losing time with a client that you know that they have a very good partner, and you don't want to be bidding on something that it's already lost, because they will keep working with the people they trust. We are a human-centered business, a face-to-face business. If someone trusts you, it's very difficult that they will change to another company. So this is one of the first questions. But also, if they are coming to you with an RFP, ask them for whom they are organizing this event, if they are a B2B. The potential client, the team workers, ask them for what do they need and for whom. But also, what is the goal of the event? Is it a roadshow, a product launch, a board meeting, a sales meeting, what it is, so that you can somehow design a proposal exactly for what they want. B2B, it's important. Why? Because you need to know who is the final client. We know that we have, and it's very recently, but a lot of our agencies that work with us, They don't tell us who is the final client or what is the brand of the final client, because they have confidentiality issues, etc. You don't need to know that, but you need to know what is the product, because one thing is that you built up a proposal for a car event automation, for a cosmetic company, for pharma, digital event, digital tech event, food products. So don't forget to ask all these details, and then ask yourself one question, that is, are you the solution for this client? Either you are a venue, a hotel, or an agency. Are you or a destination? Are you a solution? Are you the solution? If you're not, just back off and relax and say, okay, I'm not the solution for you at this moment, but I'll be happy to be in contact and reach out for any future events. This is an example of what you should do on a sales call, instead of just selling your product. If the client asks you a meeting, they know your product, and they've searched you on the web, they've searched you, they've Googled you, so they basically know your product. Now, if after all this, you are the product, then present your product, okay? Demise client. Okay, meetings, incentives, event, incentives, conferences, and exhibitions. Sorry. The MICE client today changed. Okay, we were used to a different type of client, and we need to analyze our client. Now, for this, I ask you, can you define your target client? Can you tell exactly what is your type of client? I just want a yes or no. Okay, they can be millennials, they can be baby boomers, they can be generation X, not Z, because they are not yet there. But can you define your client? When you have a product, you need to know what is your target client. So let's see what you vote. Okay. Wow, 100%, they know what the client is. Okay, keep voting, please, so that I understand what kind of research you're doing. Great, 95% of you know, and 5% don't. Okay, can you keep voting, please? So I understand if you know your client and if you have thought about it. We are in 95 yes and 5 no. Let's continue. Okay, so a lot of you know that you are aware about your client. Now, some small comments from my side regarding the client. The client is changing, okay, not just because of the pandemic, not just because of the situation we are living now, but millennials are rising to leadership positions. This is a fact. They are totally digital. They are not immigrants, digital immigrants, but they are totally digital. They are addicted to social media. They expect innovation from each product that we bring to them. Customization or personalization. They need everything unique. They need everything with a wow effect, and they want to have the best and most unique event that they have created. They are very concerned about sustainability, corporate responsibility, commitment to the environment. And today, after the pandemic, they are, of course, very concerned about security, about trust, economic sustainability. There's something new in the market, that is, a lot of our clients are asking us to have their own deposits in a different account, so they can control that even if the company they are working with bankrupts, they have their money safe there, and the event can go on, even if it is with a different brand. So this is, I designed this for you to understand how can you analyze your clients, okay? Depending on the product you have, if it is a venue, an agency, an event agency, a hotel, a restaurant, you need to understand how the client decides, how the client shops, and how they function. What is their profile, okay? Just for you to understand, now we have, this is like the world working population, okay? And we have on the market about 22% of people that are still baby boomers. We cannot say that they still are baby boomers, because the most part of the people I know that are baby boomers, they were smart enough to keep studying and be as a millennial and working as a millennial. But these people, they are a post-Second World War generation. They lived the Cold War. They also went through the Woodstock movement. So this is the facts, historical facts that this generation brings. They have organizational careers defined by the employees. So they, we are talking about the unions, about a lot of conditions that they negotiate. Even a lot of them, a job was a life job. So they worked in the same company for years and years, all their lives. Of course, technology for them was TV. TV was black and white, and then color TV was a must. Phone, it was their communication was phone and fax. And a little bit before, we call it telex. Okay, it was like a dinosaur. Anyway, how do they shop? They are slow. They are thoughtful. They don't spend money just by spending money. Okay, why? Because they have this past of coming back and from a Second World War and an economic background, let's say, and surviving a Second World War and the Cold War, of course. So don't complain if they visit your hotel 3 times, they cannot decide. This is the way they are. Okay, so just help them to decide, but they are slow. Okay, so it's their profile. They prefer face-to-face meetings, even if for work decisions and especially financial decisions. But they will go online, and they have been going online now because of the pandemic. They were obliged to. They are motivated by order or structure. So if you're facing a baby boomer market or client, be very organized. Send a proposal that is very well defined, very well organized. Don't just keep sending emails, and they hate that. They need a structure, they need order. Now, digital immigrants. This generation is a changing generation because they saw the fall of the Berlin Wall. They are the early mobile generation with all the technology that they had access to. For their careers, they have a portfolio careers, what we call a portfolio careers. That is basically they kept changing from company to company because basically they are loyal to what their profession is. They are very good professionals, workers, but they are loyal to their profession. So they can easily change from employer to another employer. But if they are an event planner, they'll be a great event planner in different companies. That doesn't mean that they don't like the company. They just change, better conditions. Here we have the computer. You remember the computer on the desk, and that's the way it was. Their communication is email, text messaging, and this was a boom. Okay, this generation was really like a corner that they went through to the digital world. They, of course, they prefer face-to-face meetings. I think we all do. But they also go online. Okay, so here you have to face both profiles. They are moved, their motivation are goals, projects, objectives. So when talking with Generation X, you have to think that they are decided about their goals and their life and their career. That's the way they are. And then now we go to what we call digital natives. They are 59% of the population. Part of them are one of them are the millennials. Millennials is now our most popular client. Okay, they are a generation that suffered 9/11, the terrorist attacks, plus others in Europe. The war in former Yugoslavia, so we had war just next door. It seems it's far, but it's not far, definitely. Globalization, social media, and the European Union, okay, in 1993. It was the Economic Union that then founded in 57, that then changed into the European Union. These are big changes in the world, big, let's say, actions that took place during this generation. So that's why they are so different. It's not just because they were born different. It's because the world is different. It's a different place. They are digital entrepreneurs. They work with organizations. They don't work for anybody else. That's why we have a huge number of entrepreneurs in this generation. They use tablets, iPhones, phones, smartphones. They are always on social media. They use social media and text messaging, WhatsApp, whatever. They make immediate decisions. They go to your hotel, they go to your venue, or they meet you at the airport for a site inspection, and they immediately know if they like you, if they don't like you. These kind of people that are on the phone walking back and forth, this is a millennial. And they are really fast in taking decisions and saying, I like this and I hate this. Sometimes we take it poorly, but that's the way it is. They prefer face-to-face meetings. And this is, even if they are totally digital, they prefer to meet. Why? Because they are people that love socialization and enjoyment. Okay, these are they are not nomads yet, but I think them and the next generation will be. But they love to meet people and get together. Next generation that we need to be prepared for. Okay, it's Generation Z. The Generation Z that is from 2000, they are now 20 years old, 21 years old. They'll be on the market very, very soon. So we need to be prepared, and we need to be prepared for a total digital generation, okay? They come from economic downturn. We are living it. Global warming, we talk about it so much, and it's a reality. Mobile devices everywhere. The cloud computing, that's also one of the things that defines their profile. And now the work from anywhere. And it's funny to find them in Starbucks, coffee shops, at the beach, on the terrace, and working. Okay, it's their way. They are almost nomads. And of course, now the pandemic. So this changed completely this generation, and the world is different for them. They are multitaskers, okay? They will move between organizations, and they create pop-up business. They are very active. They don't have the spirit of the company, okay? They believe in doing things and doing several things. They are very concerned about the planet, of course, and they will be always. regarding technology, now besides everything that they are using, tablets, iPhones or phones, they are going into, Google Glasses, 3D printing. So all this new technology that they will be using, they are using already. They are mobile. So one of the things is mobility for them. So they use everything that they can work and anywhere. So that is mobile devices. They actually today, they prefer online meetings, online financial decisions. They don't have a problem with that. They do a lot of research about who they are working with, and because they know the economic, it's not really their a high point anyway, but they also like face-to-face. Okay, so there's a mix here. I think it's about 50-50%. Their motivation is contribution, commitment, the planet, mobility. And this is what defines our next client. So this is just an overview to give you an idea of the people you might be dealing with. This is what I'm giving you are ideas for you to think about really what your client might be. And I know that for different properties, different venues, different hotels, different agencies, you have different types of clients. So when you look at it, at your product, and you can define who is your client. And that is the most important thing to be for you to define. So now let's go to how to create your customer journey. I'm not going to do the customer journey for you, as I told you. I'm going to give you tips and tricks how to do it. Okay. So basically, when you go on and think about sales, because the customer journey is like the roadmap or the road trip of your client. When they are in touch with your brand, with your destination, with your hotel, with your venue, okay, with your agency. So when you define your person, your client, your ideal client, you have done a search, a research, and target your potential clients. Now, regarding events and regarding MICE, social media is really important. But what social media should you use? Depending on the profile that you have created for your client, you need to know which one to use or use them all. But you cannot repeat the same speech, the same content in all of them because it's different, okay? In my case, I know that my clients are in LinkedIn. I know that my potential clients are in LinkedIn. So I use LinkedIn much more than I use Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. But this is my case as an event planner. Okay, you've done a research, you're working on your social media, you know how to reach your client. Okay, great, that's it. Now, and this is now after pandemic, now from your contact on social media with your clients, you go and you ask for a contact by Zoom, a meeting by Zoom, by Teams, by Google Meets, by WhatsApp. You have several platforms that you can use. Now, they are virtual, okay? There are tricks for you to somehow make it better. One of them is stand up, don't be sitting, okay? Because your, let's say, physical language is also important when you talk with your client. Not only that, but and this is against what I'm doing today, but clients want to trust you. So if you're working from home, you're working from home, no big deal. Don't use a font like I have a backdrop, don't use it. Show where you're working, and if you're working from home, it's where you are. Well, our clients are working from home, so it's not an issue. And be clear, but ask questions, okay? Don't just talk about your product. Again, ask questions to the client, what they need, what are they doing, which clients are asking them for RFPs, when do they start think they start their business. So do all these questions regarding their company, themselves, their products, and try to link with them. Don't be afraid of what we call a cold call. A cold call is the first call that you make to a client to reach out. Okay, don't be afraid. Just ask questions, and you can also search for trigger events. That is, for instance, that a company that you have a client working with is launching a new product. That is a trigger event. Use that launch of that product to reach out to your client and say, hey, I know that they are launching a new soda, a new drink. Do you think they need something to launch the product? So find these trigger events to reach out to your clients. Don't forget to ask about what they need, the needs they have today. Again, are you the solution? Are you not the solution? So don't lose the client, but ask yourself that. Now, you have all the information and you go to build out the proposal. Okay, I have seen all types of proposals because I've been working as an agency, as an event planner in agencies. Today I'm in a hotel chain. So I've been looking at the business from several sides. And I'm afraid to say that some proposals are really, well, they can be very much improved. So a proposal is you're selling, okay, a venue or a hotel, but you're selling a dream, you're selling an emotion, you're selling an experience. So it cannot just be 3 PowerPoint presentations, 3 pages on a PowerPoint presentation to show a product. No, it has to be emotional. It has to bring more to your client. Use videos. You can do a video of yourself in YouTube and put it on your channel in YouTube and share it with a client in which you show your enthusiasm, in which you show your space, and in which you share what you're offering. You can also use another platform that is called Loom. Loom is a platform in which, while you're doing your presentation, you can also have a small video in which you're explaining your presentation. So this is really new ways to virtually capture the attention of the client. And that is really very important. You have done the proposal, you have sent the proposal. I imagine that you have called the client, they have the proposal, and the client calls you and they decide to do a site inspection. Don't forget the profiles of the clients that we talked about, because the site inspection depends on your client profile. Now, if they come in person, there's a lot that we can do for them not to forget about us. If you are a hotel or a venue, imagine that maybe that client that visits your space is going to visit 5 hotels, 3 venues, 2 restaurants, and maybe look into team building activities in the city center in one day. So if you don't create an experience of that satisfaction, the client is not going to remember the first hotel they've seen. So try to personalize it. I give you some tips of things that you can do that are very easy, but each of you have to think, how can you do it? Okay, if you are in a hotel, for instance, and you have assigned the rooms for the client to visit, okay, write on the mirrors of the rooms, welcome Mr. B. Go to the client profile in LinkedIn or Facebook and print out a photo of your client and put a frame, like if it was a family frame of him in that room. Send the client, if the client is coming in alone and it's a corporate client, send the client the address of your hotel, the parking place, where you can park the car. Always ask your director to come down and meet and greet the client, okay, so that he feels home, feels very welcome, and is a very important person, is a VIP, okay? So, and another thing, never let a client go without asking him to have a drink, a cocktail, water, lemon juice, and eat something. They are tired, they flew, they arrived, they have so much to do. But try to do a site inspection in which they have a rest, you have time to talk with them, and it's an experience. Okay, this is an example. Now, depending on each space, like imagine you're a venue, this is just one idea, sorry, you're a venue, you have already set up a huge big screen for virtual events. So in that screen, just put your client logo. Welcome, Mr. B. We are so happy to have the chance to show you our space. So just make it special to your clients. And don't forget, if you know already the kind of setup the client wants, always show your spaces with the setup done. Only if you cannot, because you had an event the day before and it's a mess and it's all dirty. They will understand that also, but you need to explain, okay? But if you can, just make the setup the client is already asking you. That is quite important. And then you, the client does the site inspection. If the site inspection is virtual, sorry, today, there are very simple ways to show your space. Imagine that you are going with your phone, okay, and just make a video of your space, of the rooms, with you talking about it. Make you the site inspection of your space, of your hotel, of your venue, of your city, yourself, okay, and just send it to the client. It's not ideal, but it works. It works because it's very personal. It's something that you're doing to that client. Now, the client confirms, okay, congratulations, you have an event, or you have a meeting or a board meeting or a car launch confirmed in your space or in your agency. Now, who is going to handle it? So you have been dealing with this client. This client knows you, knows your face. You're the face of the company. So who is going to handle it? Ask that question. Would you like yourself to be changed from person to person? I don't think it's ideal, but this is something for you to think about. Now, the contract is to be signed. Transparency. This is a keen subject today. Why? We all know, and the clients know, that we all make money with events. There are several ways to do it. We have a commission, we have a project fee. Be transparent with your client. Why? Because we are in an economic downturn and they don't trust us. They think that we are gonna be bankrupt in a couple of months. And we might, we don't know, okay, how things are. So sometimes they ask us to put their deposits in a different bank account that they can control. That's one of the reasons. So be transparent in the way you negotiate the contract and your rates, okay? And if you have to show what you're making, it's normal. It's your work. You're working for that. And this is very important for you to understand that this is your job. It's what you're good at. So they need you. And of course, you need to pay yourself and pay your team. Now, the event on the ground, again, ask yourself, who is going to handle it? Are you going to disappear? The client have been looking at you and talking to you during all this period of time. And now who is going to handle the event on the ground? The most part of the agencies, they know and they keep the same person, the same face. But sometimes it doesn't happen. With hotel chains, with venues, you keep changing the teams. So it's important that if you change the person, you have a get together, you meet, you make the client meet that person, and that he trusts that person as much as he trusts you. So this is also a key thing. After the event went well. For you, it went fantastic, okay? But we need feedback. Why we need feedback? We need feedback because we need to know how the event was, okay? So the post-event information is very important. We do it at MPI. We ask you on a post-event what you thought. So the post-event meeting can be as you want, in person or virtual, but look for it, okay? You need to know what the client thinks about you, your company, your brand, and your team. All the feedback is good, even if you look at it as a critic, okay? But it's good. It's good for you to grow. It's good for you to learn. It's good for you to train your team. It's good for you to change the way you sell, maybe to change your product. So never forget to go back to the client and ask for feedback. I don't mean referrals. Of course, we have clients that naturally send us referrals. Your team is great, you are fantastic, etc. But what you need is really to understand how the client feels about everything. Of course, that we know that in an event, there's a lot of things that happen behind the screen that the client never knows, okay? And that you solve those problems with your team, and the client never noticed that, thank God. But we need to have the client feedback so that we can work. Then, just because you had an event with this client, if the client trusts you, if the client liked you, if the client somehow made you a partner for his business, the client will be faithful to your brand. So continue to track the client, his company, what is he doing, and reach out to the client. A client that trusts you, it's a faithful client, and it's a client that will come back to your brand. Never forget that. Now, how you make things happen? How do you make this customer journey happen? That is the most important thing. First, design your client. Think who your client is and design it. Okay, you just design with your team regarding past clients or future clients. If you're starting a new brand, who is going to be your target client? After that, analyze each step of the process. Okay, depending of what you are and where you work. Analyze each step of this process and then implement the changes. And this is difficult. You will have people that are very difficult to change. Okay, so what will happen is that they will somehow want to keep working the same way, and that doesn't work. Okay, you need to implement the changes so the works flow. And for that, always keep in mind your client. Only that way you can have innovative solutions and you can train your team to be creative. Creativity can be trained, okay? What are the benefits? Well, you will increase client fidelity. You will, from doing your customer journey, you will increase your customer experience by small details, as I told you on the site inspection, during the event, etc. You will increase sales and you maximize engagement with the brand. This is really very important because you want the client to stay with you and come back to you. This is why at the beginning, I told you to ask about if the client has already a partner. Because if they have a partner and they are happy with their partner, they will not change, okay? Make it better. Now, in order to somehow increase your sales and have better results in a digital world, you have to focus on the client's problems. You have to put yourself in the shoes of the clients. You have to be open-minded. Please come out of your comfort zone. Be flexible. And be flexible is basically when you are signing a contract, discussing rates. Sometimes the turnover of an event, if you negotiate, because we know they always negotiate 2% less, or a reduction of €5 per head, whatever, be flexible. It's the time to work together with your client and be the right solution to the client. You want to become a partner for his business, not a supplier. You want to become a partner in, not in crime, but a partner in business. And that is your goal, so that the client comes back to you and the client likes your brand and will trust you. We are now finishing, and I would like you to do the last question with SparkUp. We can now change into SparkUp mode and have now, if you're looking at it, okay, what is session helpful for you to improve your client engagement? Okay, I see your voting. When I told you at the beginning that we are doing a session, not a session, but a workshop, is that we are doing what we call a workshop with tips for you to work on after you have listened to tips, tricks, examples of things that can be done. So this is the point of this session, and this is the point of having this kind of workshops. That is, are you eager to learn more, to find out more about yourself, and to have the right questions for yourself and for your client? And this is quite important. So I think we are done. I think that in general, yes, it was helpful for you. We have a medium score of 4. So I think that it was helpful. Okay. This is my contacts if you want to reach out. I'm MPI president nowadays, so you can always reach me out through MPI. And if you need more information regarding this session, because this is a generic customer journey, if you are working on the customer journey and you'd like to know more how to do it, or you have doubts, just write me and I'll be happy to help you and help you with your doubts, with your customer journey, with your design, okay, depending who you are, a venue, and that's why this is a generic workshop, depending of your work and your space or who you are, okay? Thank you very much. Enjoy. Have a very good rest of your day.
Thank you very much, Teresa. I think at the moment we have some comments. A lot of saying, thanks, Teresa, for sharing. I think people don't realize the change in clients' perception nowadays in the mice industry. And we have here a question. What kind of information we can ask in order to get the useful feedback?
The kind of useful feedback, just imagine. Let me give you examples, okay? Because I work better with examples. You had a car launch, okay? You prepared in a hotel a car launch in which they have, for instance, used 4x4 car type of car. They used mountain roads. They did test drives for ice, for sand, different types of things. There were around 200 people. They had 14 different diets. That is also a nightmare today in the event management world. So you had to identify that and manage that. They had several meals, etc. So when you go to the client, either by phone, or don't do it by mail. Okay, the feedback is good to have it by phone. Even then you can somehow put it in writing. Ask the client, how was the food? Was the food good? Did the menus really do the right questions? Were the menus adjustable for each type of menu? Did you identify well the menus, or the people serving, were they good at identifying the people with the menus? Did the roads, imagine you are in Cascais, okay, and now talking about my country, you are in Cascais, you want to do a mountain test drive, you go to Sintra, of course, because that's where you want to go. So you will use Sintra, or you'll use Guincho Beach for the test drives on the sand. Was that the ideal scenario? Would you like to change something in the future? So go for really direct questions of your event. Don't go around asking, was it good? Was it bad? No, ask direct questions. This is the best feedback you can have. Also, when you have, for instance, 14 menus, how do you do it? Okay. One of the things I used in the past was, the people, if there are people here that work with me, they know the system. I use like credit cards. Okay, they are not credit cards, but they have the shape of credit cards. And when the people do a check-in, they are color coded. Okay, and they receive a check-in card with the color, with his name and the color. Okay, and when they sit at the table, they have to put next to their glass that card. And all the restaurants, or wherever they eat, they have been previously informed that those cards with that color mean they are vegetarian, they are diabetic, they can eat only vegetables, etc., etc., etc. So in 200 people, the waiters don't have to go and ask, who is the vegetarian? Oh my God, there are 2 there and 3 there. No, they have a card on the table. So everything is very silent, because the waiters go around the tables and they will find the color code cards. And these are things that you can definitely ask your client directly. Was this useful? Do you think we should use it again? Was this helpful for you? So this is the way I think should be done.
Thank you, Teresa. At this moment, we have no more further questions.
Okay.
So as we're already going over our time, I think we want to say thank you again to Cascais for sponsoring this session. I'm sure that everybody enjoyed it. Also, we would like to say there we have some more information of Cascais. Please, you can contact Maria José Alves. You have here her email address. In case not, please visit cascais.com. It's always easy to contact Cascais. Also, of course, we would like to thank Cascais again once for their sponsorship. And we want to say thanks to all the sponsors of Iberian chapter at MPI. Also, we want to thank our members to be members. And once again, if you think that MPI could be a good community for you, come and contact us, and we'll be able to send you more information. And we would hope to enjoy us at MPI, and wish you a very good day.
Just one thing, Marjolein, someone asked here if we are sharing this. All our sessions will be shared afterwards. You can see.
It will be on our YouTube channel. All those have participated. Tomorrow you will receive an email, and afterwards you'll receive an email with the link that you can see it again.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you all very much.
And bye. Have a good day.
Next session. Thank you. Bye-bye.